that would serve as its principal UK headquarters and could contribute nearly £10 billion to the local economy over 6 years. Now, the bank says the new site would accommodate up to 12,000 people and become its most significant presence in the region. Let's bring in Jack Sidders, our team leader for real estate and European investment. Jack, I mean, this is a surprise announcement from JPMorgan. How big of a vote of confidence is it, A, in Canary Wharf and the UK just one day after the budget?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's huge. And I guess if we take a step back here and, if you'd asked me, or indeed if you'd asked Sir George Jacobescu, the architect of Canary Wharf, the former chairman and chief executive of Canary Wharf, who's advising JPMorgan personally on this, if you'd asked him best part of 10 years ago when the UK voted for Brexit, would JPMorgan be building what is undoubtedly going to be London's biggest office building, one of the biggest office buildings in Europe, in Canary Wharf? I suspect he would have probably said maybe not. There's a decent risk that they don't. But, we had a story the day. It's become clear since COVID and since Jamie Dimon, really leading the charge to get people back to their desks. They've been short on space. We knew that. We knew they were looking at options. We'd reported that they'd drafted in Foster and Partners to look at new plans. But, for Canary, it's huge. They could have left. They could have gone back to the city. I think one of the things it shows us is just how few options there are for big organisations who want a huge new office tower. There just really aren't any being built. Developers have had to put up with Brexit. They've had to put up with COVID. They've had to put up with higher interest rates. There aren't those buildings available. And so JPMorgan has really kind of gone down the maximalist option. They've owned this site for a very long time. They're now going to dust it off and they're going to build an absolutely enormous new HQ there, which will be great for Canary Wharf because that's 12,000 workers who are going to be using the restaurants, the bars, the shopping centres there.
Yeah, so Jack, what does it also say about Jamie Dimon's legacy? He's put his stamp on Manhattan, and it does feel like he's now doing the same in London. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, well, we've got Diamond Town in Midtown Manhattan now, the big new office headquarters, and a couple of other buildings around it. And we often, when speculating about his legacy, we talk about 5 years. Well, this building is going to take 6 years to deliver. Yeah, you'd be a brave person to bet that he's not there to cut the ribbon when it's time to open it, and having fully put his imprint on London as well as on New York.